Today, we're going to look at something that's probably going to blow your mind. I covered it last night with Jed Hollywood Scholar and Purple Valkyrie a little bit, but let's look at it today. Episodes 1 through 8 of season 2 and what to expect as far as sex and violence, which may be problematic for a modern audience. Episode 1 of season 2. The source of this is the Australian television rating service. This is what they do to warn people that which might be problematic on Australian TV. So every episode that comes out has this. This, of course, is A Taste of Solitude, episode 1, Wheel of Time, season 2. Bloody detail features during a fight scene in which characters stab each other with swords. Dead bodies are shown with blood on them. In the aftermath of violence, a woman appears shocked to find 3 lovers laughing in bed together. Place your bets where that is. I've said it before. I think this is going to be a White Tower lesbian 3-way.
Let's get it on.
Why, I don't know. There is also moderate fantastical threat when a woman uses magical powers to push another woman against a wall. We saw that in some of the teaser promotion. This is not Leandrin and not Nynaeve in the White Tower. Episode 2, Strangers and Friends. During a prolonged battle sequence, soldier-class swords in trade slashes and blows, resulting in large spurts of blood. A man has a vision in which a family threatened by armed enemies invading their home. In another scene, villagers are dragged from their homes and taken hostage by soldiers. Moderate sex references here in episode 2 include brief remarks regarding virginity and role play.
Let's get it on.
In the aftermath of this, after the sex jokes, blood spatter and small injuries are seen on the faces and bodies of those involved in the fight. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's called a book. The show has nothing to do with a book, has nothing to do with that author name that you're seeing on screen. Episode 3, What Might Be. Strong violence features intense fighting with swords, axes, and spears, heavy slashing and stabbings, resulting in bloodshed and sight of gory aftermath injury. A man's punishment involves his head being pushed down onto a horn, which goes through his mouth and emerges from the back of his skull in a bloody fashion. I think that's the scene that we've seen with the Sean Chan. Moderate violence features crunchy blows being delivered and magical powers being used to create blasts of energy and fire during confrontations. I'm pretty sure this is where not Nynaeve and not Egwene and not Nynaeve emerge from the not ways and are met by the not Sean Chan. There is moderate threat, including danger created by magic spells. There's a brief moderate sex scene.
Let's get it on.
It's not Wheel of Time. Episode 4, Daughter of the Night. Obviously, this is all about not Lanfear. A character is stabbed bloodily through their back and has their throat slashed, resulting in large splashes of blood. There are scenes of fantastical violence involving magical powers, as well as sword fighting. A man pins a woman against a wall by her throat. I think that is the scene where not Rand Althor, no disrespect, Joshua, pins Rosamund Pike against the wall. We saw that in the teaser trailer. Injury detail. A woman is seen covered in blood in a darkly lit cavern, while another is seen with blood all over her clothing. Again, we saw this. This scene was released with not the Dark One chanting and saying lines like blood calls blood, which have absolutely no correlation to the scene and no meaning and don't belong there. They were in the book, but again, have nothing to do with the scene that they've created here. And of course, that's Lanfear dripping in blood, which is weird because they have this character named Celine who's not Celine. We see bloody wounds on dead or injured characters. The dead body of a stag is torn apart by wolves who feast on its bloody carcass. Apparently, we're going to lean heavily into the whole pair and wolf thing, even though that was never really set up at all to make any sense in any way in season 1. A woman ties her clothed lover to a bed by the wrists and kisses him.
Let's get it on.
You remember that scene? Remember that scene from The Great Hunt and the Dragon Reborn? Me either. There are undetailed verbal references to self-deletion. I'm guessing this is the show's not Rand. A character keeps a potential attacker at bay by wielding a knife, and a restrained man is threatened by a supernatural entity. Again, I'm pretty sure that's the scene of not Rand Elthor on that wheel in the desert. Not part of the Wheel of Time books in any fashion at all. Episode 5, Domain. There are scenes of strong violence, including a man briefly being tortured with a knife, a woman being killed with a blade resulting in blood spatter. Threat and horror. A woman casts dark spells causing harm to her victims, including beheading a man and sewing a woman's mouth shut. Does anybody see anything resembling Robert Jordan's world? Injury detail. After a woman's throat is cut, her bloodied body is seen multiple times with gory wound detail. I want to apologize. I thought I had 6 and 7. Those are missing. What happened is Australian TV put these up and then immediately took them down. And we do not seem to have 6 and 7. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the finale of season 2. Episode 8 is called What Was Meant to Be. Violence. Scenes of strong violence contain bloodshed during throat slashings, stabbings, and people struck with bows and arrows. Slow motion occasionally emphasizes blood during battle. In one sequence, a man's wolf companion is slaughtered with an axe, resulting in bloody aftermath detail. Magical powers are also utilized to strangle and suspend characters while they are being interrogated. A soldier takes his own life after his leader dies in battle. I'm guessing this is the Shan-Chan. I'm guessing this is either the chick, which is not the Empress, Lady Surath, who is there. Maybe she dies, or maybe it's Turok who dies. There is infrequent use of strong language, feck, accompanied by other milder terms, prick and shit. So there you go. That is the finale episode of Wheel of Time Season 2. What can you do but laugh at this? I think we're going to do a lot of crying once we see these episodes. I think we are going to see the grim dark light that Brandon Sanderson warned us about in season 1. And again, which I believe was the original draft of this show, which was probably mostly shot that Rafe Judkins had to reshoot, which provided the banal baby food-like pablum of season 1 and why it looked so terrible. Season 2, now they're going to make it Game of Thrones the way it sounds like. Now they're going to do everything they can to turn this beautiful, amazing story by Robert Jordan into a half-assed, third-rate, grim, dark light Game of Thrones. What do you think? Tell me in the comments below. I'm Salty Traveling C. You have a good one.